That was the second time I myself on the pitch. What makes a good penalty taker, apart from obviously how many times you put it in the net?
That's it.
It is actually, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether you're nervous, whether you're cold.
There's so many different techniques.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to do it. But ultimately, all that matters is the ball going on the back of the net.
So what was your technique then?
Most of the time was picking my spot and hitting it as hard as I can.
And you wasn't worried about it going over, or?
Not really.
Just hit the target.
Except when it went over.
I practiced and practiced and practiced. I used to get a goalkeeper in, a reserve goalkeeper, at least once a week. I used to tell him which way I was going to go. And that would help me pick my spot. And that's how I knew that I felt confident that I was going to score.
But what if you came up against a teammate, say in a different...
Then you got to think, then it's a matter of mind games, isn't it? It's like, have I taken one against him before? Where did I put my last one? But you got to think all of those things.
I was penalty taker for England for 4 years before I got one. And the first one was the...
Really?
First one I got was 8 minutes to go, 2-1 down, quarter-final of the World Cup.
All the best.
That's Cameroon.
Talk me what was going through your mind then. You always give it this, I'm Gary Lineker, I'm cold as ice.
I've never said...
It says someone who's himself on the pitch. Come on, let's have it right now.
That was the second time I myself on the pitch.
What's going through your mind?
Metaphorically speaking. I'm a bit like Alan. I used to practice all the time, and I practiced the penalty that I was going to take in a match. Very similar technique to Alan, although a lot of the time I'd do it without a goalkeeper in there.
Why was that?
For confidence, and also because I used to practice the same, only one penalty. So therefore the keeper would just kick, and I don't want him where he saves 5 or 6. So it's slightly different, but I understand his technique, which I also did on occasions. So I'd do that, I'd hit 50, 60, however many, every day. And then the day before the Cameroon game, we trained on the Napoli pitch, and we'd finished training up. Put the ball on us, Bobby Robson comes out, she says, you might want to think about your penalty practice. He says, we hear there's a Cameroon spy in the ground. So I said, oh, righto. So instead of taking loads of penalties in the place that I normally hit, which I'd already decided, which was going to be keepers left, I hit 10 penalties maybe, all loads of keepers right, every single one, loads of keepers right. So eventually, the first penalty for England, edge of the box, whacked me, down I went, looked up, the ref went, penalty, I went, yes, and then I went, right, okay. I remember walking to the spot, and a strange thing went through my mind. I thought, God, my brother will be nervous. Because he's, and he eventually told me he was hiding behind the sofa, couldn't watch. So I put it on the spot, and I thought, right, just do what you've done in training. It sounds a bit mad, but I always used to aim just outside the left-hand side of the post on that when I hit that penalty, because naturally with the right foot penalty, it will curl in, and also you always bottle it a little bit more. So I did exactly that, and as soon as I hit the ball, I could already see the keeper, funnily enough, going low to his right.
Oh.
Now I'll never know to this day, but anyway, so it was the most beautiful sight ever, isn't it, when you see the keeper going the other way, right, and the ball sailing into the net, and it's like,
breathe again,
and then you go. So I'm running off, and then there's 8 minutes to go. We go to extra time, and at the end of the 90 minutes, Bobby Robson comes out and he runs over to me. He gives a big hug. He went, I told you. And then I get another penalty in next 10 minutes later. Gazza puts me through a one-on-one the keeper, and as I go round the keeper, this is when I get accused of diving, because people thought I dived and the keeper did. But it was the defender that actually kicked me, running back. And there's a really clear still photo where you can see his foot on the back of my leg. And then I remember thinking, now what do I do? You never trained for 2. You never thought about 2 penalties in a game. And I thought, well, he dived so early with the first one, just smack it down the middle. And thankfully he dived out the way. Thanks for watching. You can listen to Match of the Day Top 10 only on BBC Sounds. Subscribe to the BBC Sounds YouTube channel to be the first to see more from us right here.